welcome to another exciting episode of Everything Female. And if this is your first time on seeing this episode, let me tell you what Everything Female is. It is everything and anything about female, straightforward. Exactly. And today, I know you are like, this setting is different. Everything is looking separate. It's looking new. Yes, because I have an amazing guest with me today. Because I don't want to do this alone. I don't want to come and be giving you tips and tricks. This time around, they're going to be hearing from another person's perspective. I call her Ajala the Traveler because, hey, they can travel for Africa. And I want to be like her because that's why I call her. You know what we can learn from her. So, maybe next year, all of us are like, I have with me Adenike Daramola.
Thank you. I feel honored. Hi. It's so nice to be here.
Thank you. And you too. I have to tell you, it's so good.
Oh, thank you.
Before I start throwing you questions,
Like basketballs. Okay.
like I need to ask you seriously, what are you using for your hair? Guys, this is microlocks, and it is giving for a Nigerian for that matter. How far? It's interesting.
I'm actually not really using anything
Really?
per se. I wouldn't lie. I don't go all out for skin, hair, but I just use like natural products like Dudu soap, black soap, shea butter, oils. Like that's just it. I think it's a gift from God. So
That is what I want to say. Is there some of us that any small thing, actually like body weight, we drink water our fats. But that's actually cute.
thank you.
So I said you're into traveling and all that,
Yeah.
right? So there should have been something that would have like boost your morale or give you that inspiration, that zeal to actually say, you know what, I want to be a traveler.
Yeah.
So what actually like inspired that zeal for you?
Well, I think the first trip I took in 2016, I went to Dubai. I was actually into network marketing, forever living product then, and one of the compensation plan was travels. But you have to do a whole lot of things like sell product, bring people on board before you can qualify for travels. And I didn't qualify, but because you know how it is in network marketing, there's somebody up there that is giving you that pressure. You have to. So they kind of pushed me, and I was able to save up for the travel. And I went to Dubai for the first time, and it changed my life. I was like, wow, so there's something outside my country, and it was different. And I felt like, okay, I really want to do this more often. But at that time in 2016, I don't think my salary was up to 50K. It was like as if I was being delusional. But I kept that in my head, in my heart for like a long time. And I think I started traveling from 2019. That was when I started living out my dream, like gradually. So I started from like the basic, like from the ground.
Obviously, 2016
Yeah.
to 2019, that's a whole lot.
Yeah, that's about
So is it
3
like
years.
after the Dubai? Because obviously, I always hear this thing like,
Yeah.
if you want to travel for the first time, go to Dubai.
Go to
first.
Dubai.
Go to
I didn't
Dubai
even know
first.
that because I wasn't so interested in travel. I didn't even know. Now I'm passionate about travel. At that time, I didn't know what travel was. I just, there's this thing they do in network marketing,
Yeah.
like make believes, and no offense to network marketers, but they want to bring people on board, so they try to impress people. So you see these videos, they're telling you, travel, like this is it. I was just seeing all the videos everywhere. I was like, okay, I think this is interesting. Let me try it. So I wasn't so into travel at that time, but after that trip, I said I want to do this, but I could not afford it. I had to wait 3 years, and then I was like, okay, let's start from Benin and just be going by road, small. Even though we started with Dubai,
Yeah.
but let's come back to
But
the
let's
ground,
start from road.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's
So from
start.
road trips and then gradually, and we're here today, 68 countries after. I have to say that because it's not easy,
It's not easy.
Yeah,
That's a whole
68
lot.
countries.
So like with all your traveling,
Yeah.
which is actually amazing by
Yeah.
the way, because literally like you don't just travel and then show us pictures. You travel and show us like you take us through the journey and
Yeah.
everything. But then I want to ask,
Mm-hmm.
as a Nigerian,
Mm.
what challenges have you faced in traveling? Because let's start with Dubai. Was Dubai like very smooth when you were like applying like visa and all that stuff?
that question brought back a lot of trauma
I'm ready for it. That's what I'm
because I mean the travel itself
yeah.
was good. It was smooth. I can't remember anything going wrong. But before getting my visa, they actually told me I was underaged. And at that time, I was 24, approaching 25.
Underage
Yes, at
at
24.
2016.
Yes, I was 24. They said that I'm underage. So apparently, if you want to go to Dubai and you're not up to 25 at that time, you shouldn't go unaccompanied as a female. So you're either going with your husband if you're married, or you're going with a guardian. So they denied me the visa first. It was really frustrating for me because nobody in my family knew I was going to travel. I just wanted to like shock them, like get there and be like, Daddy, I'm in Dubai. And then I found myself in a situation where I had to call my dad and say, and Daddy, actually, what happened? I can explain. You know, because I needed him to stand as my guarantor. But unfortunately, his passport had expired. So it took a lot of back and forth. And how did I get a guarantor? I went on Facebook and I googled Daramola. Yeah, I mean not googled. I searched for Daramola. So I literally reached out to a stranger to be my guarantor.
I'm supposed to be something.
Oh no, it's okay. Like this is the story of my life. I'm not ashamed to say it anywhere. You know, it's like you are going to be surprised. Like, how can somebody do something stupid like that? I was really desperate. It's almost like I wanted to break
That was more
generational curse. I won't go to Dubai. They won't stop me. Village people know. So I did, but I didn't just reach out to anybody.
Okay.
I searched for Daramola. I saw few names, and I searched their page, searched the things they've been up to, what they've been posting, what they do, their career, and all of that. And I actually shortlisted my list to two persons. One, this guy was in the immigration, like he worked with the custom, and the other lady, I at that time I didn't know what she was doing, so I reached out to both of them, and then the guy said, "Oh, I'm sorry, because of my job, I can't do something like this," which I totally understand. I mean, I actually did it. I didn't even expect.
I even respect you for that.
I didn't even expect anything. I wasn't. When you're being delusional, you're like, let me just try all the options, even if it sounds ridiculous. Yeah. So the second lady, I reached out to her, and I just felt like it was God, because she wasn't just. She told me she was into forever living at that time too. So we already found something that connects us together. And the most, as in the mind-blowing aspect, was that she also worked. I used to work with in the immigration industry. Our office was literally about 5 minute drive from my office. She worked. Our office was inside the domestic airport. Mine was at the cargo terminal. When she told me my office is inside domestic, I said, "I'm coming right now." Like, I'm coming to see you. So I went to see her. She saw me. She said, "You're so adorable. I would be glad to help you." And guess what I needed? Just passport data page. And that's a very sensitive information.
True.
So for you to give a stranger your passport data page, it must actually be, No, she's not. As a matter of fact, she's not really Daramola. She married Daramola. So she's not, it's her husband. And that was how I traveled to Dubai. And so the challenges I faced in that aspect was the visa. I think it is still a challenge right now for Nigerians to travel to Dubai. There are a lot of restrictions. You need to have this, you need to have that, and that boils down to what we are talking about: restriction when it comes to our nationality and our passport. But would you let that stop you? Of course not. So
coming from someone who has traveled.
Yeah, so if I can do with a Nigerian passport, anybody can do it.
Oh my God, the energy for me.
Yeah.
Okay, so like traveling and all, wow, what is that? Can you tell us like one thing that you face? Not with the immigration now.
Okay.
Like this particular incident that happened while traveling. Maybe when you were going to the airport, you fell in front of everybody, or something that that you can never forget, whether embarrassing or yes.
There have been a lot of situations that I don't think I can ever forget. I don't know if it has to do with nationality or just me being female.
Okay.
Or just a general situation. I'm just asking. Does it have to do with me being
Literally
female?
Anything. You being a female. There are situations where you go to some countries and they say those countries are like Like you
Hmm.
being black, you being a woman, you cannot like do some things, some certain things, and all that. Have you
Um,
actually faced such a situation?
I feel like a weird situation that I found myself. I've not experienced that a lot. I mean, I've not experienced a lot of that situation. I am a very open-minded person. Even if you tell me a country is racist, if I don't, I want to see it myself. So I won't listen to you. I will still go to experience it. So I was in Saudi Arabia. Everyone knows that Saudi Arabia is considered to be one of the safest countries, and I went to Saudi Arabia. I'm someone who love to um ease into people's culture. If I come to your city and you're all covered up, I'll be all covered up with you. I won't do something else. So I know Saudi Arabia is a very religious country. So I already got my abayas and all of that. I got it from I was in Lebanon just few weeks before visiting Saudi Arabia. So I got all those things and I was fully covered. In fact, I had this whole thing that they wear, not just jalamia, this thing that they wear to cover the eyes and all of that. Yeah.
You're not a lawyer now.
Yeah, I dressed like that. So I was surprised to see the guy at the reception. So there was this night, the second day I arrived. I noticed the first day I arrived, it was acting funny, but I didn't take any meaning to it because I'm not the one to interpret body language. Of course, it makes me feel at alert and
Yeah,
I'm careful,
true.
but I won't make a decision or make a conclusion based on your body language. So I just locked up. And then the next day, I came back from tours, and then I was indoor. Though the guy was there, and he told me that there's this festive activity that is happening. That would I love to go out and see it? I said no. I just want to sleep. And just when I was deeply into my sleep, I heard a knock on my door,
What?
and I woke up. I looked at my phone, and it was like 11:58, if I'm not mistaken, almost 12 midnight. I'm like, who? I just it took some minutes to when you're deeply asleep and you wake up and you're
Yeah.
like, what is happening? Who is knocking at my door? I had to look at everywhere to be sure that maybe there's no fire outbreak in my room, and that's why they're trying to knock to alert me. And I didn't see that, so I went to the door. I opened it, peeped through. Nobody was there, so I locked it. I was already fidgeting, like, what is
True.
happening?
Yeah.
So just few seconds after that, I heard my phone ring and I picked, and it was that guy at the reception. And we all know that in Saudi Arabia, they don't really speak English, they speak Arabic. And the guy was trying to speak little bit of English. He was like, I said, did you come to my door? He said, yes, me come, TV. I'm like, what is he saying? And just when I was asking, what are you trying to say? He dropped the call and he came to my room again to knock. And I opened the door, I peeked through, I said, what? He said, help TV, help TV. I'm like, help TV how? So apparently he was trying to say he wants to help me to turn on my TV. And I feel that is extremely ridiculous and strange that you see a single lady or
You're not
a
lawyer,
lady
but Jesus, you-
traveling alone and you're knocking on her door at 12 midnight to help her turn on her TV. I didn't call you to ask for help. So that was a very strange experience. And please, for Saudi Arabians, this guy is not Saudi Arabia. He told me clearly that he's from Egypt. So he just came to Saudi Arabia to work. So I don't want a hair. So I don't want anybody to feel like, oh, we don't do that here. But these things happen. Saudi Arabia is the least place that I would ever expect something like that to happen. That was the first country out of all the countries I've been to that I actually felt conscious about my gender. And I had to lock the door. Apart from locking the door, I pull chairs to I've never done that before. And then there's a living room space. It was a big hotel, and there is an inner room. I locked the living room. I locked doors, and I couldn't sleep for like almost an hour. I was shaking. There was no. He didn't harass me. He didn't touch me. But it just made me think like, what could have happened if I had allowed him to enter? And I was just like overthinking things. And yeah, so things happen when you travel solo, when you travel as a female. I'm sure even guys have experienced things. Another thing that I experienced was in Paris. I ordered food in Paris. Yes, I've been to Paris. I ordered food in Paris, and because this guy called me, that he has been trying to call me about I think 5 minutes, and I didn't pick his call on time. Only for me to see his message that he had dropped my food downstairs, and he took pictures of the food and where he dropped it. Guess what? I got downstairs, the food had disappeared.
Apparently, nobody's going to be waiting for your food.
In my hotel.
Very well.
Like literally somebody came to steal food in my hotel in Paris.
They were
Ah,
hungry. They were hungry.
so be careful when you're in Paris and you order food. They are hungry people. Eh? They will carry your food and eat it. But yeah, I have a lot of stories. If I say my story, like we're gonna be here forever. But yeah, that's what travel is all about. You,
But
you
what country
experience
would you really love to like go back to?
Brazil, of course. I would love to go back to Brazil.
Really?
Yeah, I would love to go back to Portugal, especially visiting the countryside. You know, all those. I love slow-paced countries. I love Cape Verde when I visited. I feel like Cape Verde is a place I would like to live. So it's very slow. It is very nice. Another place I felt that way was in Nicaragua. There's a place in Nicaragua. I can't. The name is not coming to my head right now, but there's a town that is really very nice. You know, it's all these small towns. They're very nice. I love them. Yeah,
I feel like
it
like
just
on
makes
the
me feel at home.
countryside kind of
Yeah,
vibe.
I'm just that type of girl. I love Lagos City. I love some. It's just like I want to experience. I want to live in the countryside. I want to live in the countryside, and I also want to like come to Lagos and then maybe spend 2 days and then go back. Like just experience a little bit of that chaos
Yeah.
and go back to my normal slow paced life. Yeah. So if that makes sense.
So out of the state countries you like
Yeah.
attend you've traveled to and all that.
Yeah.
Um were you single?
No. No. I
Okay,
wasn't.
congratulations. I can
Thank
see you married.
Thank you.
Ah, okay.
Actually, I did just get, but I still feel like a new wife, anyways. But yeah,
Oh, that's actually
married for
cool.
almost a year now. Yeah,
Congratulations.
thank you, thank you.
Almost a year. That means you recently got married
Last year.
last year. So that means you've been single
Yeah.
all through your.
Yeah.
Now that you've gotten married, how
Yeah.
has it been? Are you based in Lagos or
I'm based in Lagos.
you based in Lagos?
Yeah.
You married a Nigerian?
No.
Ah!
What is I could have married anybody. I married the person I fell in love with. Hello. It could have been a Nigerian. I have nothing against Nigerian men, but you know, it is what it is.
But then you can obviously now.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
so which what country did you get married to?
I married an American. Yeah. So to say this, I've always been someone who been. I've always said it. I want to marry somebody who is open-minded. You know,
Cool.
There are a lot of nothing against Nigerian men, but I'm from here. I know our culture very well. I know some things that I feel like it should be different. And I'm happy to be where I am because yeah, I had for open-minded, but I got even more than that. So yeah, I'm excited.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah.
Okay, so I'm very sure, obviously,
Yeah.
it supports your career, it supports your traveling and all that. But how has it been?
Okay.
It's in the US, right?
Yes.
And you're in Lagos.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm trying to understand how you traveling and you just getting married and all that. How has the journey been so far for you here now?
Well, it's been mostly good. I won't even lie. God has been very faithful. It's been good. Like, sometimes you just feel like you have to pinch yourself and like, is this real? I feel like we are still in our honeymoon phase. It has not faded because
Okay.
we are mostly even when I travel, it comes to meet me in most of the countries that I travel to. So we spend the weekend together. We spend a lot of time together. Of course, it is not easy because sometimes you don't feel like you're married. You have to check your ring and like, oh, I'm truly married because I'm still living alone. Of course, my husband comes, but when he comes, he's just visiting. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, it boils down to appreciating the positive aspect of it and not focusing on what is not happening right now. Because I believe that we are going to get there. So we're in a season of travel as much as you want now. All this, you meet yourself in different countries. But yeah, soon we'll get to this season of living together and settling down as a married couple. Yeah.
You heard that, guys. Intentional man, someone who is open-minded and ready to travel with you. If you want to be like, my beautiful idea. Okay, so I'm going to be like asking this question. which is actually very, very, very personal.
Okay.
So I don't know. You know, in the country that we are in,
Yeah.
when you get married as a female, you have to make sure that there'll be a certain kind of stereotyping. Like as you're married as a female, you have to like do some things you do. All those like fun, bubbly lifestyle you have before.
Yeah.
There are some things you have to like reduce down just because of maybe the family you're getting married to or the fact that you're a female and all that. And for example, now you being a traveler,
Yeah.
there are some stereotypes like when you get married,
Mm-hmm.
you have to like reduce it so you can focus on your husband and focus on the kids you're going to be giving birth to and like focus on your family and all that. So have you actually gone through such scenarios before?
I'm sorry, I can't relate.
That was boring.
Sorry. I am so sorry. Like I said, I've always wanted someone who is open minded, So it's just like you're getting married to a different culture. These people don't know all these things they are doing. They literally give you wings to fly. Like you can do anything you want to do. I've met his family, they're amazing. I don't have to tone down anything. I'm just who I am, and we our energy vibe, matches on the same, very same level.
That's
So
cool.
yeah, it's just
That's so nice. But then, what advice would you give anyone who is traveling now? Because I will not lie, I've been on the massive since.
yeah.
I actually wanted to go for like work, study and work and all, but then it has just been. So, what advice would you give for anyone
Who wants to travel?
who yet wants to travel?
Well, I would just say start. Yeah, start from anywhere. Literally start. I mentioned that I started from Dubai, but I just say that because Dubai is a major part of my story. It was what motivated me or what led me to where I am today. But that is not actually where I started from. I started in 2019 because that was when I discovered what travel really means or what tourism means. So I was interested in tourism as at 2019 and I started from like taking 5,000, 8,000 naira, going on a road trip to Benin Republic without even knowing how I was going to survive. Yeah, because I wanted to do this. I was so like this was my passion. I needed to achieve it, whatever way. I didn't let my wallet stop me. So that was when I started to discover platforms or tools that can help me achieve my goals. So I didn't have money. I wanted to travel. Then research made me discover couchsurfing, which can literally give you free accommodation anywhere in the world if you want to. So that way, imagine accommodation out of your travel cost. That helped me, and I wasn't saying. And imagine starting in 2019. I'm like, I want to go to Paris for the first time. That's being like you want to do something that it is not possible. So start from what is right in front of you, even if it means exploring Lagos City or exploring Nigeria first. I've been to 26 states in Nigeria, if that counts. We have 36 states. So yeah, start from your country, and that is the way to build your love for tourism. And whatever you love gravitates towards you. It definitely loves you back.
Yeah.
You cannot want travel to love. You cannot want travel to love you when you don't love travel. So you have to love it first, and then you realize that money is just flowing, and you can book that flight. You can do those things. Yeah, because it's just natural. Yeah.
Adenike 2025. If you want to love travel, if you want to travel, if you want your travel to love you,
You have to love travel. Yeah, it's mutual relationship.
So to end this amazing section with you, we'll have to go to the story, because if we don't talk about our story,
Okay.
our guest is going to fight with us.
Okay.
Okay, so this person says, she didn't even keep herself anonymous this time around.
Okay.
Because most of them are always like anonymous. So,
Okay.
I am Ada, and I feel like I am at a crossroads. I have been dating Tunde for 5 years, and we always talked about getting married. But now, I just got my dream job abroad. This isn't just any job; it's the kind of opportunity that people pray for. The problem, Tunde doesn't want to leave Nigeria. He has asked me to turn it down so we can build a life together here. I love him, but a part of me knows if I let this go, I might never forgive myself. On the other hand, if I take the job and move, I might lose him. I am stuck with choosing love and choosing myself. If you were in my shoes, what would you do? I'll choose myself. But anyways, what do you think you would like to do?
Wow. I feel like when it comes to love, there shouldn't be a situation where you have to choose something from another thing.
Okay.
Yeah, because I really don't know the stage of their relationship, and I try to stay away from relationship drama. I won't call it drama, but relationship situation. I'm not a relationship expert. I believe every single relationship or love story is personal.
True.
What I would apply to my relationship may not apply to another person's relationship. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, I don't know. First thing I would advise is she should pray about it, or they should collectively pray about it if they are truly in a relationship together. Except if somebody is dating herself or somebody is dating, we need to know, are they truly in love? Are they like working to build a future together? You know, I mean, I've also had friends, who have said I don't ever want to leave Nigeria, and then they happen to date somebody whose goal is to leave Nigeria. That's like conflict of interest. So you guys have to talk about it. It's at the end of the day, the future is for both of them. So I really can't I can't fake an advice, but yeah, I think pray about it, and then God would help you, push you towards the right decision, and then talk about it. Communication in relationship is the key. You can't keep assuming that if you pick this, your relationship is going to end if you have not, spoken about it extensively. Like, talk about it, and yeah, I pray
Yeah.
God helps you.
God helps you too. All right, thank you very much. I really appreciate it. This
Yeah.
was amazing.
Yeah, thank you.
And guys, this is an amazing section that had with Adenike Daramola J.
I'm honored. Thank you for inviting me.
If you know you enjoyed this, which I know you enjoyed this, because I don't understand. You've learned a lot, I've learned a lot. So you know you truly, in your heart of hearts enjoy it. Like this section, like this episode, comment down below, yes, and also share with your friends because they need to learn from this. And do not forget to follow us on all our social media platforms at Voice Show, and also our sister brand at Afrobeat Global on Cut Extra Magazine and Creative Empire. And do not forget to follow me on Instagram at follow_savvy, and also do not forget to follow her on
Dara for enjoyment only, of course.
enjoyment only. Manifest it.
Yes,
Come
please
to pass.
manifest it. It starts from manifestation. Yeah.
Yes, thank you very much for watching, and this is me from me and from Dara. We're saying bye.